for another notice, so we put it on the order paper. So I understood that to mean there everything is settled and that Speaker will wait upon the court before we deal with the matter. Then you go do chamber. And I'm meeting who there NDC one front bench, you know. They feel the hurry now, will rush too much. Enjoy the others nation. What they were going to do was that the petition is going to create a long process, because the petition and the order 99 will mean that a committee would have to be set up on 1 year of them, and that they had gone to Mr. Speaker there on board under the rules, and then Mr. Speaker catch on the okay, they should try order 93. So I said there, with my understanding of the rules, you know, if indeed from what the NDC guys were telling us, because yes, we were picking, saying so why you yes, you are picking intel. So I said that if Mr. Speaker na why more na pour there, we use order 93 to ambush us, it can't work, because under order 93, you know, there will be a requirement to refer a matter to a committee if Obi make a statement. So there is no way Mr. Speaker can grant a rule on any matter. So I was well armed with those intel, but I wanted to be sure that whether or a mere rumor or another. Then we were on a public business. Minority leader
Dr.
Forsen.
Yeah.
Also, I na meet the NDC fukado. Yaswevi. Na me catch me a chief whip there. Ono onyezina onshezi obesi. Inti je John. Atuka say we no. Na me sorry, but me should speaker nenyim. May expect there. Speaker but stop at 2 Forsen. Waka there. No. Za oye no onye. But then I realized that Speaker why an agent, meaning there, the NDC from worker the Speaker they will use order 93 to ambush Harun's petition so that he can proceed to do the thing 1 year. So I got up and did what I had to do. One, to draw Mr. Speaker's attention for Hansard. There's a court process. And fortunately, he himself admitted it.
But he hadn't been served.
Well, but your knowledge, you are on what we call constructive notice.
But 17.
No, please. In good faith, you are on constructive notice. Constructive notice, please. Then he is a lawyer anyway. So I asked Mr. Speaker there, you have this rate. You have told your people not to receive service because on your Monday. Then you are going ahead to hear this matter. Anyway, then at the tail end of the debate, also Obama new ruling Thursday. Then I became alarmed. You've assured me that you won't do anything to disturb this court process. Then we are hearing from the NDC side that while clear as speaker they won't use another means to appear before you. Then at the same time, the order now what by under you can't give a ruling. But we are also hearing from them there was Speaker Asho on there. Say if they come under the 93, he will give a ruling. Being alarmed, the next day, I decided to assert my rights.
The next day being Wednesday.
You know, equity does not favor the indolent.
Nothing then.
Say, Erko, Azibi Soya was it? Na edida wo ho a wagifi wunsem eda wo bada gudo nti you have to be vigilant at equity, else your complaints will be too late in the day. So what I did was to act within the law. What did I do?
Then
I directed service.
Nothing then. Yeah, lawyer friend.
Right, a direct service on any day. Nimpa na or there was 7 no any bailiff in no ko na point there osimesi nyi ejina hobi na bailiff a serve
nti de kama hwana
into what 7 wendi yeboa
ono nye hwana
or head of legal
ono se chi the Monday or
yes mama was 7 bailiff 7 na a legal department confirm from maybe why a pampa or was 7
on Wednesday
was 7 also was a processing common speaker na nibufui that bazinti na waji service no also Work at Brenton one general or the 2 table no do, and which is a good service. Lawyer be abakacho. Say me bottle wahanum na me serve. It's range. Either them as a bubble. And in a very civil way, me 2 table do. That is good service.
Backtrack. Benching on Monday, pen was served Parliament. What's the reason? Yentasi.
Well, according to Speaker, I got to know of it that day, that Tuesday. According to Speaker, because of in there was so they here, they there, we serve NPP on Amkwadru Kwejuma or chamber, na clerk so a Parliament, no over 7, na Zintina, on Chief Justice here. Agreement there. No, to make it tidy. Na koka no do but channel. Obeya court processes on Parliament nazeno 1/7 Monday.
Okay.
I'm saying all this based on what the Speaker told me, and based on the circular that, according to him, the Chief Justice had issued.
Maintenance was here the Monday.
Right.
To make it tidy, as you
to
said.
make it tidy.
Understood.
Well,
so fast forward to Wednesday.
Yes, everyone we know was a common speaker. My speaker no bufu da abazinti. Anna, our friend then, wabe 7-1. On no bufu, you know, I'm on for because at the end of the day, I needed to serve my process on Parliament. Though Parliament is a nominal party, in all constitutional issues, you know, is Attorney General. But to make sure that Parliament was on notice, that is why I added our friend then, Speaker, because I was under no obligation as plaintiff to add Speaker. Any matter of constitutional interpretation, when you are invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, it is Attorney General who is supposed to be a proper party. But to be fair, I added the Speaker as a nominal defendant. So we make sure that was 7. Then Thursday, the whole day, Ilko Speaker was also Speaker BBNT or rest. I tried all I could. I could not get Speaker in his office.
But no Parliament.
No Parliament. Was BBNT on your available? Metase because the Jumana and oil bread. So me chief whip some monkey kakra me tree no very broken.
But he had
me tree no here.
But he had
nti ma man come fancy here.
Out here do.
Enjo. Me tree no here kra. Me ke tree wa ha, sha my wife oba from wakadani. Tree ben na ho ka no. Patrick Boama so basro me say man come fancy here. Anyway.
Mete.
Nti ya oda no me ye biara. There Mr. Baker Speaker, BBNT Mensankan. Until there, you can share what your friend then, new office what chamber hall, your new chamber hall for your pre-sitting meeting. And you share no so, yanka BB war at all force and ne asamo the 2 gun speaker so I'm hint the leader. Asameno still me pede me kan bibi yakatena ho bebepe now omani preamble, and he went ahead to give what he described his opinion of the law based on standing orders, etc. I found it very strange, but clearly no,
that was on Thursday.
Clearly no, na yenuanu mendisi for no were aware of what was going to happen, because me there na yenyina ya agree mpo there be decision days on Wednesday. Now was so yenko Thursday, then all of us was so Friday may sit so you do chamber na speaker. In fact, men ke yintwem na me chief whip pay idea no there why am I yielding to them there? You agree decision day Wednesday. You agree so that you best sit on Friday because of some constitutional instrument. Why do I want to yield to them? But he suspect yen you know what they will behave them na che the BB will watch him. Inti yen ya katsina chamber mu hu ne there speaker ya them so inti na work at and say to Friday so that they can go home and have a full weekend with his ruling. I'm all right. So I tried to speak for the first time. Chairman, speaker you be amubun papa obi biara wo or what parliament when you eniza amazima pape. Since I'm a leader, as he been poor yakuma, he's betrayed me on a number of occasions. Me feel there privately, speaker and majority leader, yes in coma. Oba be chamber wa be a different thing, but me complain. Bonda mazasha mo ma yezi later na ma koninche wo fem sa Mr. Speaker. Na za ye oh wadwuno so nya dem not and them not. E be sha. Honorable Chairman Sabunsu no yin wo banter. Even Harun Edrisu Mutaka. But I decided that look, no matter what, I will try and manage the situation. But this one was very heartbreaking. And he avoided me because I really wanted to go to him privately and say, Mr. Speaker, because as if you were 1 year, me kai part-timer, you should be bay, me crown in Mr. Speaker, Yabe and also, man come out to me, BBR see, Yabakan, open Wabba true statement, by 10 pages. Or come over or gavel there weapon. And I watched him. He didn't even give me the chance to speak. And on Thursday was another repeat. I controlled myself. I said, look, I don't want Hansa to record me there. My new speaker, Yasaman. But me try there, makamasam in a very civil way. No, or stop, no interject. Or when you he can cut, get you off guard. Ono mutaka kebibi about him. Sometimes, unfortunately, Mr. Speaker sees himself as a king. Okaso be kebi. I'm a ruling area, and I'm a formal communication area. The practice is that you allow the leaders to also respond. On this occasion, he was invoking the rule, although this so-called formal communication was not based on any rule. Then he tried to attack me, so I decided to leave the chamber. A press conference, so unfortunately, he decided to call the marshal on us.
So then?
The marshal number walking out.
It
was that bad. But I still controlled myself. Then I said, look, we have to go to court. It's because that already on ye. And enya botanso a anhwa na aten wa komado akaya azibia on ye nambom so yenyimda mbre yedu. But there's something that speaker did. Speaker onyimaza anoriye. But he played the game in a very smart, subtle way. What did he do? In spite of his mischief, he still addressed me majority leader. He never addressed me minority leader. He never proclaimed the NDC as majority. In fact, I checked the hands up. He continued to address the NDC leader as minority leader. And I was a pony because he asked them to look at the votes and proceedings. I checked the records for that day, and then he still addressed them as minority, and then the agent. So, the whole night, manda, my colleague MPs, no any a lawyer for Gwejuma till by 3 a.m. And now you there, ye be biara to Tiano or there Yakoda. Then anopa by 7. Mission co-office to re-edit because into file process are mistakes in Katinkiti no when you mean after editing everything, caucus meeting 9 o'clock. And I had to brief Parliament, majority caucus, about what we were going to do because Zanu Rusino Oyahometo. And I don't know your brain work on your brow or your brain work. It's not a brow work. They walk up batcher, wonka ham, wonka didi wo Parliament. Yeah, them no wayan. Or your nyansa na drink nambra. And NPP so say easy NPP nim na amfam bra yejuma. One kasa wumpe mfunumpo wombubi. So I was very clear on the path to choose in the matter before us in the house. So by the grace of God, my colleagues, they gave me all the support, especially Honorable Anodon Prayer.
On your chief whip.
Chief whip. Majority chief whip. I know why you be papa new organization. Na young kwa one fe yintwa na yes sir. Yes sir. Me you pay Nso say yes sir. Yes sir. Name yakwe kofale was Supreme Court. And then lawyers in my asserted a hearing will be in the afternoon. And then Yankopon Adum. Courts. obu asam no or granted injunction. But mpocho mati NDC for what they be.
Mabaho.
Now me pede mekan yen 1992 constitution article 2 mekan in other words I'm reading it in extenso the entire article 2 with your leave sir. A person who alleges that A, an enactment or anything contained in or done under the authority of that or any other enactment or any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of a provision of this constitution may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect. 2. The Supreme Court shall, for the purposes of declaration under clause 1 of this article, make such orders and give such directions as it may consider appropriate for giving effect or enabling effect to be given to the declaration so made. 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. I repeat the 3. Any person or group of persons to whom an order or direction is addressed under clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. 4. Failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under clause 2 of this article constitute a high crime under this constitution and shall in the case of the president or the vice president constitute a ground for removal from office under this constitution. 5. A person convicted of high crime under clause 4 of this article shall A. be liable to imprisonment not exceeding 10 years without the option of a fine, and B. not be eligible for election or for appointment to any public office for 10 years beginning with the date of expiration of the term of imprisonment. So, Kwame Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Speaker, one man ruling. All man ruling. Army dissatisfied with the ruling did not disobey Mr. Speaker. I disagreed with him. And this is one thing here. But my yanso anche. Man scatter parliament. Musori zin wenyizim. Kona kwashe video no. And acted as a Democrat. Yenu anu mendisi fo. Wa lawyer fo wo mu. Sa a lawyer fo no. Sa wo nyim mbra pa na wo pede mbra ye adwuma. They should get to work.
To do what?
To challenge the decision of the court.
What's one
so that is why they can't be Democrats. And that is why they will be caught by the law again. They will be caught by the law again.
Before we come to being caught by the law again, Eric Cambrasam, and Kwame Kufuor, are you a lawyer?
Oh, minimum, papa.
Okay. Kwame Kufuor say, "Ofi de a prepare 100. Osan de assembly as a court, Supreme Court waiting, and you don't wait till umpo. Bro, from us say, it is absurd to seek a stay of execution in a case in which the court has not made any orders. It's a party cannot seek an application for stay of execution in respect of a matter which is not a judgment or a court order. The speaker's order is not of such." Adrian, legal opinion. We've been arguing check.
That's it. Ozikan Kwame Wacha Nadwin. Mizinenyi zinyina wo mbre mziman. Now, I want to refer him to STL versus Intelstat. or yeah, Supreme Court decision by Justice Atuguba. It was a 3-2 decision. It was a certiorari application. Assembly fee, Court of Appeal, not cross Supreme Court. And Atuguba, speaking for the court, the majority bench, also a court cannot shut its eyes to statutory breaches. A court cannot shut its eyes. Even when the matter is not before them, a court can so moto take it up. Uncle Shwe, I will give him the full citation later. You see, Mekan Article 2, the Supreme Court, when it comes to its original jurisdiction, has very wide powers and mandates. The power to give directions in your order, or trouser in here. And the matter before the Supreme Court had to do with Article 97. And Supreme Court say they had that power to do interpretation. And then a question of interpretation had arisen.
It cannot shut its eyes now be more.
Right. Now, if the Supreme Court of the Republic has become aware that there is a matter where an authority has arrogated to itself the powers of interpretation, are you saying that the Supreme Court cannot say, look, put a stop to it and let us delve into the matter? In any event, the Supreme Court went on to say that, look, there are 4 constituencies here, and in fact, from our perusal of the matter, those affected MPs were denied their right of fair hearing. They were never heard.
Then the speaker and from one.
Speaker into one side of it, and the speaker goes to say, "I've declared your seat vacant." So I would beg of Mr. Akufo to fully read the processes I filed. In fact, I have his WhatsApp line. He's my very good friend and brother. I respect him so much. He knows that. I will forward to him a copy of the entire process, including the proceedings in court, which would be the ruling and everything that the Supreme Court said, so that we can further debate this. I believe strongly that he would arrive at a different conclusion. Otherwise, there will be chaos. If I had not acted, where would be our democracy? In Chanopa or Chanopa, NPP for yes, parliament. No, we don't do that. That's not what our forebears taught us. What's Bibinya, Yama, and Branye Juma? And that's what I did. And I don't think that the court was wrong at all. Because for us, if in Chayan Yedam application, though speaker did not give consequential orders, but it was a trap he was setting. Speaker was careful, but he gave the NDC what they wanted because they both had rehearsed. He did, when Ato was saying that, Mr. Speaker, declare us as the majority, he refused to do that and still called Ato minority leader.
Maybe not to your uncle. And you know, in Keteunzi,
the matter before us, you know, you're very political. It goes beyond Nyanku. Nyanku, yeshiana, yezi yamu fia yama yamwe nyize. But